Nice try.
Well, it's 2:30. It's
Yay.
Sunday. It's raining in Eastbourne. Well, hello, everybody. Hello, Con. Hello, Con. Let's see
Hello,
how good you look.
hello.
You're looking terrific, Con.
Oh,
You're looking
oh,
terrific.
great. Yeah.
My
You're not
brother is.
bad yourself.
I know. I know. I can't understand it, ladies and gentlemen. I think maybe a problem with Zoom because I haven't had anybody join since 1:15, and that's very unusual. So
Oh,
maybe a problem with Zoom. I don't know. So if you hear of anybody trying to get in and they can't get in, tell them that Dex said as soon as it went 1:15, I haven't had anybody else, and that's very, very unusual. So how? Doesn't matter. Let's get on with it. So, Con, are we ready?
Build a mountain from a little hill. Gonna build a mountain, at least I hope I will. Gonna build a mountain, gonna build it high. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, only know I'm gonna try.
And somebody, you see all those people who haven't muted themselves, but I'm now going to, who am I going to pick on? Catherine Coates. You are the one who is now, Catherine, you're going to give the instruction to mute all, and then we stop all that noise in the background. Catherine, 1, 2, 3, go on.
Mute everyone.
Look at all that. So, Con, tell us, what are we going to do today?
well, what's on the show this week? And I should be asking you how your month was. Have you had a lovely month off? And then, well, it's a month and 1 week, really. And then we got our old video diaries, which I always look forward to. That's November 2016, and we're going to see or hear about Caroline Carrington. And then we've got a topic of the week, which I'm dying to know what that's going to be. And then a video with a little help from my friends. And thank goodness I've got lots of friends. And then birthdays. We've got a few birthdays, and we should be asking Lynn if she has any birthdays for us. And then another lovely video which Deck did is 4 Strong Winds. That's a lovely song I'm looking forward to again. And then my most requested song is The Green Fields of France, and that's lovely. So how was your month, Deck? Did you have
It was
a nice
terrific.
time?
I've spent the last three minutes wondering who who did you say, Caroline
Carrington.
Carrington? Who is that?
She's a girl with a lovely face who used to dance at the Astor Club.
I've got it. But she's the one that did Diane with us on Ready, Steady, Go.
Exactly.
And the
yeah.
next day, we rang up the company who printed all the records and sent them out to distributors. Down in Surrey, we visited there one time and rang them up. And yes, and we asked how many records we'd sold that day, and they said 98,837. That figure is absolutely embedded in my brain. But yes, I've had a fantastic concert, a month off. I never seem to have a minute off, but I love it. I love my work. Go on, Con.
A month and a week it was.
A month and a week, yeah. But yeah, I never have a minute off. But I do everything I love doing. Music I adore, videos I adore. We're just talking to Con about, we're actually, ladies and gentlemen, I shouldn't say this until the end of the show, we're going to play mouth organs again for the next show. And I've started doing it, and I'm really enjoying myself. And Con's getting himself. Are you, Con, going what?
Yeah,
Go on.
yeah. I just Linda's just put a notice up saying John Leyland is trying to get in, and somebody else as well.
Yeah, I thought so. Oh yeah, what did I get up to? Well, my son. Reason why we had to not cancel but postpone last week was that my son was doing. He does a lot of festivals, these huge modern festivals, and he was doing one last week, and he asked me, great honor, to take care of the second stage. and I put something together. And just let me show you what I got up to and what he got up to. You won't believe this. You will not believe this.
We're the Black Eyed Teas, and this, I got a feeling you're gonna like.
This is your last chance to dance, guys.
And it started. My goodness me, it's only just opened. Look at the crowds already. And all lined up for the bar. Oh, Oliver, look. Hey, let's take the money from the bar. And I'll show you my little stage in a minute. We're starting at 1 o'clock. It's now about 12. About 12, yeah. Well, it's great fun, isn't it?
We made it through the storm, we finally made it here. I didn't know you was too young to comprehend. I didn't have a hand to hold. Thank you so much.
Really, really good. My son. My son did all that. And that's my daughter up there.
Hope to see you again soon.
Give it up for beautiful resolution dancers, everyone. And our fantastic band, everyone.
Amazing. After show party. The celebration.
With warm prosecco.
Warm prosecco, warm prosecco.
Picnic and pop.
Oh, that's a great shot. Yeah, picnic and pop. What a success! What a success! 2 amazing days.
I have
2
just washed my
amazing
hands, so I'll
days.
get another glove.
Cheers! 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 Cheers from me to everybody. Cheers. Well done, Oliver. Well done, Oliver.
Okay, well, thanks for everyone's help today as well. It's always the team that does the job.
It's the dream team.
Always the team.
The dream team. The dream
By yourself.
team. Here's the
Do it by
picnic and
yourself.
pop. Here's me losing my voice from singing so
Yeah,
much.
I know, well done. Getting some dancers. I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with this. Con, what's next? What's next?
Yeah, well, what's next? That was a month we've just done.
Con, you didn't tell us what you got up to last month.
Well, a strange month because the lad who lived next door to us, Andy Norcroft, unfortunately, he passed away a couple of weeks ago, and we'd like to celebrate his life. Good old Andy, if you think of saying a prayer for him in your prayers tonight, that'd be lovely. And then I went to another friend of ours who died last year, actually, but they had a memorial service yesterday, which I went to. And that was actually, it was a lovely day yesterday because we did all sorts of things. We got out of the house, which was nice. It's nice to get out of the house and go around and have a purpose in your life. Anyway, so yeah, apart from that, nothing much, just growing lots of plants and potting on things, and there you go. That's all you can do these days.
And I bet you were, Con, I bet you were watching the golf. What did you think of the golf?
Oh, golf, fantastic, yeah. The unfortunate thing is I can't get out to play golf at the moment. Well, because the courses are all booked up like mad. But the other good thing was that our Rotary meetings, we can now meet face to face. So we had our first meeting about 2 weeks ago, which was lovely. And I didn't go to the one last week, but there's one on Monday, which is tomorrow. So I should be attending our Rotary meeting tomorrow night. And I'll pass on your regards to everybody, which is lovely.
Do that. That'll be lovely. Yeah. I love your Rotary people. They're very nice. And I love your interest in Rotary, and what you do with Rotary is terrific. You give a lot of time to Rotary, and that's a marvellous thing to do.
Well, it's a worldwide, once you join Rotary, it's a worldwide organisation, and you can go anywhere in the world and walk into a meeting once you're a Rotarian. And they've got all sorts of other things. You've got cycling clubs and camping clubs and all sorts of other benefits as well. So, well, if anybody's thinking of joining, you should join Rotary. It's great, and you instantly make a lot of friends.
I heard, Con, that you went to a Rotary meeting in Uzbekistan, and you couldn't. And you couldn't get a word in edgeways because nobody spoke English. Shall we get on, Con? Let's get on.
Yes,
Come on.
indeed. Yeah, let's go. So let's see these videos from November 2016. I'm looking forward to this. It's good. I saw a little snippet of it yesterday when we were rehearsing. So let's see it, Dag.
Here we go. We did some interesting shows this month, and one in particular was a talking show we did where we were asked to propose the toast for the 90th anniversary of Women's Institute in Bury St Edmunds. It was fascinating because we got to tell all the stories we don't normally get to tell. Con and I loved it to death. Then they asked us to sing just 15 minutes or however we felt long enough for just a few of the hits, and it was totally acoustic, no amplification whatsoever, and it is, I think, fascinating to see us in a different format. So let's get over to hear us talking. And we did talk. An hour and 10 minutes actually. So here we go.
Well, I think we were up in Stockton.
No, we were in Leeds, the Chinchilla restaurant.
That's correct, yeah.
And we rang up, we were doing rehearsals in the afternoon, so we rang up the factory just to get what they call the returns, how many records have been pressed and sent out. And we spoke to the guy, said, Diane, we're the Bachelors, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I turned to Con and he said 98,830 records. And Con says, is that in the past 3 months? And I said, excuse me, 98,837 records? He said, yes. I said, how long was that for? He said, that was today. And I turned to Con and I thought, I think we've done it. And the next thing we knew, #1 in the charts. Now that was exciting, wasn't it?
That was fantastic.
And I'll tell you who made it #1, because there was a huge program on at the time, we mentioned it earlier on with Bob Dylan, Ready, Steady, Go. And the guy who used to produce that, my goodness me, it was a revolutionary show. And it all happened by accident, by the way, because the producer that they had used to walk around, this is no joke, with a bottle of whiskey in his back pocket. And he was walking around like that. So if you remember rightly, there was nobody directing it. He was supposed to be directing it, and he was out of his brain. And everybody was just walking on when they wanted to. Bob Dylan was walking on in his jeans and dirty t-shirt, and the Stones and all that. The cameras were in view all the time, if you remember. They didn't care, and that was a revolution. And suddenly, it was a revolutionary show. And it was all through this guy. So we thought, at least our management thought, great idea. So we got this guy called Richard Afton. Now Richard Afton was a huge producer at BBC. And you know Room 101? Yeah. Well, that is actually a tribute to Richard Afton, because Richard Afton fell out of favour with all the people at BBC, out at Shepherd's Bush, and they actually gave him an office, and it was Room 101. And it was a broom cupboard. Honestly, there was nothing behind it.
No desk, no phone.
Because they couldn't fire in those days. They couldn't fire him, and that was it. And Richard Afton became a great dear friend of ours. And our manager had got this wonderful idea in the midst of all this chaos on Ready, Steady, Go. We got Richard Afton in to actually produce and direct 3 minutes of Diane, and he got this beautiful girl. It was actually we were at the Astor Club at the time in London. That was the famous place, the Crays were always there, all those crooks were there. And all the Philby, McLean, honestly, all those people. We were at all the parties with them all. It was crazy stuff. You couldn't make it up what we were going through. Couldn't make it up. Anyway, we got Richard to get this girl from the Astor Club, one of the dancers. She was beautiful. and he put her on the stage, and we sang Diane to her. And suddenly all the cameras were right, all the lights were right, everything was right. And in the midst of all this mayhem, this one jewel of a piece just stood out. And the next day, 98,000 records. It was unbelievable. I mean, if you sold that much today, you'd maybe sell that much in 3 years. Well, that was it. It's crazy stuff. Yeah. Now, most startling moment.
Most startling moment.
I'm throwing these at him together. See what he says. I'll give you a hint. I'll give Brian Epstein.
Oh, Brian Epstein. Yes, I remember him.
Brian Epstein, actually.
We were on tour, actually, with Jerry Morrison. And we were in Jerry's dressing room, and this chap came in carrying his guitar for him. I thought, oh, he must be his roadie or something. So we hardly paid any attention to him. And it turned out it was Brian Epstein. And Jerry used to be really mad because Brian paid more attention to the Beatles than he did to Jerry. And anyway, we had a grand shout with Brian, and we drove him home that night to his house. And next day, it was in all the newspapers, Brian Epstein is dead. And there was nothing wrong with him when we left him.
That's actually one of the conspiracy things you hear about Marilyn Monroe and all those people and John Kennedy and everything, but Brian Epstein, it was actually, you're a bit wrong there, we were starring in a show, and you wouldn't believe this, the second half was the Rolling Stones. And if you remember rightly, there was a girl fan climbed on a glass roof.
That's right, yeah.
And fell through the glass roof and was killed.
Yeah.
And we actually drove, because Brian Epstein preferred to be with Con and I, this is true, rather than be with the Beatles. And that is the absolute truth. And we drove him home that night, and when they found him dead the next morning, this is the truth. There's a bottle of sleeping tablets, and there was one sleeping tablet gone out of the bottle. And that is the truth. And nobody has ever investigated that. Strangely, there were two hitmen from the, what's that, a lot in the States, the mafia. Two hitmen from the mafia came into London on the Monday, and they were tracked all the way, and they lost track of them for that night when he was found dead.
Ramona, I hear the mission bells of the bound. Ramona, they're ringing out our song, bound.
Amazing stories, amazing stories.
Yeah, we should do more of that, you know.
Did that shock everybody, that story about Brian Epstein? What did you think, Joy? Yeah? And Catherine, what did you think?
Me personally, I was totally shocked.
Yeah.
Never heard that story or nothing. And I really loved the man, you know, it was really, to me, I was somebody to look up to, what he did and everything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was a very, very elegant man. I did a speech the other night about mentors, because somebody asked me the question, who was your mentor? And I said, well, everybody I ever met, people like Philip Solomon, Dick Rowe, it wasn't that they were officially my mentor, but I made them. Con was probably the same. And Brian Epstein was one of those guys, when he walked in a room, everybody looked, because he was immaculate, extremely gay. There's nothing wrong with saying that in this day and age, but extremely gay and lovely with it. But he was just immaculate. And I think that's possibly what he liked about Con and I, that he felt we were educated, you know, good conversationalists, and that was it. But our good friend Giovanni Di Stefano, who is in jail because he got on the wrong side of the British government. Never do that in your life, and they simply won't let him out. He's done all his time in jail, and they simply won't let him out. But he has taken up this case of Brian Epstein. It's been very interesting to see what happened. Very interesting. Because he was Jewish, And the way the Jewish faith works, as you know, is they get him into the ground the next day. So there's no post-mortem, there's nothing. So there we are. Con, what are we getting up to next?
Well,
wake up, Con, wake up,
you've
Con.
put
Are you still there, Con?
Oh, I'm still here, yeah, just about. Well, that was the old, from November 2016, that was. And now this month's topic, do you want to ask somebody about this month's topic? Do you think, is COVID here for always, like the flu? Does anybody want to talk about that? Do you think it's here forever?
Now, Con,
COVID.
It never works when you say, does anybody want to talk about this? I'll show you how to do it. So you'll know
Go on,
forever
then.
how
You
to
show-
do it. You just simply
Yeah.
look at somebody.
You can be my man. You can be my mentor.
Lynn Hayes, I'm looking at you. Unmute yourself. Do you think we've got this COVID thing here forever?
Yes, I'm afraid I do, and it's something that we've got to learn to live with. And I think we'll all be vaccinated once a year, and we just have to carry on with our lives as it was before the pandemic. But to be sensible, to wear masks in certain situations. I will certainly always wear my mask if I'm travelling on trains or buses, or if I'm in crowded places, because I get bronchitis. So that's the other side of it for me. But I think as long as we're all careful, we should basically be fine.
That's your time up, Lynn. Chas, I'm looking at you, Chas. What do you think, Chas? When are you going to go on a plane again?
Probably not for 2 or 3 years.
Really? And why? Tell us all about it. What are your fears?
I don't want to go anywhere at the moment abroad. The only place I want to go is go and see our friends in America, but I'm not sure what the American states are like at the moment. They're in Florida, so it could be bad, but we want to travel around the States as well. So just wait and see.
Marjorie, but let me ask you that question. When are you, Marjorie, you're in the States, when are you going to go on an aeroplane again?
Well, hopefully to see you guys. I don't know. I guess only time will tell on that. The prices of gasoline and everything are just sky rising here. And I'd love to see my brother up in Minnesota, which I could drive up there, but you know, it's getting bad again, and we're going to have to start wearing our masks in public places again. They took that away for a while in Wisconsin, you know, the different states. So I kind of agree with Lynn, you know, it's not going to go away. Hopefully we can find better ways to minimize it and you know, go from there.
That's lovely. Lorraine, I'm looking at you, you're a new face there. Lorraine, what do you think as a younger person? You look like a younger person. Would you go on a plane? When are you going to go on a plane? Are you looking forward to going on a plane? Tell us.
Hi, I'm with my mum. My mum's Lorraine. I'm Steph. I am not going to get on a plane for a very long time. I work in the care sector as a manager, looking after adults with learning disabilities. I don't deem it, in my personal opinion, safe enough yet. I'm still wearing my mask. COVID is very much still a real thing. It's still about, and I think we need to keep our vulnerable safe. And I caught COVID, and I lost a stone in 3 weeks. I was very poorly. You do not want this, so I'm gonna stay safe and protect others where I can, and keep washing my hands, keep wearing my mask and everything.
Lovely, Lorraine. I'll tell you something. I totally agree with you. I'm wearing a mask. I don't care what people say. We went to a restaurant yesterday, and Victoria, my grandson Zach, and Sandy, and they're all saying, "Oh, you don't need to wear your mask." I don't care whether I need to wear my mask or not. I'm going to wear my mask, and I'm going to keep away from people. You know, I'm not going to touch people. I'm just doing the elbow thing all the time. What do you think, Con?
Yeah, I'm the
Wake
same.
up! Sorry,
I'm the
sorry.
same.
Did I wake you up? Did I wake you up?
Oh yeah, I was just dozing off there. Yeah, I'm the same. To be honest with you, I very rarely go out at all now. It's I'm lucky really where I live on the farm here, and I've plenty of space to walk around and do things. But if I go anywhere, like I went to mass yesterday afternoon, and I wore my mask, and a lot of the other people did as well. Although there were quite a few without. Funny thing is, the other week, Carol, my daughter Carol, and we went to Aldi's, and there was hardly anybody wearing a mask. And then the next day or day later, we went to Morrison's, and everybody in Morrison's was wearing a mask. So I said to her, there must be a different class of people in Morrison's to Aldi's.
Con.
But you know, can I just say that I forgot to say the old video diaries you were talking about, that lovely girl from the Astor Club, and that was Caroline Carrington, and she's on Messenger, and we interact with each other every now and again. So she's a lovely girl, lovely girl.
Con, I want to ask you a question. Now, when you go to mass, I think everybody knows this. They're all Christians, probably, mostly Christians. When the priest then says, "Let us offer each other a sign of peace," what does everybody do? Oh, no. Keep away from me.
No, in actual fact, they've dropped that from the service.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Well, it's you've got to be sensible. You've got to be sensible, and if you're sensible, then you'll be safe.
Okay,
So
Con,
there
let's
you go.
rush on. Let's rush on. So the next thing, Con, do you want to introduce it or shall I? You do it. Go on.
Well, we got a lovely-
Con, it'll keep you awake.
You think so? I talk in my sleep. I do a bit of sleepwalking as well, just for exercise. So anyway, the next item on our agenda is a lovely video which we did, and it's a lovely song called "With a Little Help from My Friends," and I hope you all enjoy it.
I think you better tell them, Con. This is one of the first things we did properly with COVID, and you got to understand from this. I'm amazed when I watch it. Victoria was in her house in Eastbourne. I was in my house in Eastbourne, and Con was up in Elland, and this is what we did. This is quite amazing.
What would you think if I sang out a tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, I get by with help from my friends. Yeah, I get high with help from my friends. Oh, I'm gonna try to help from my friends. What do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel at the end of the day? Are you sad 'cause you're on your own? Oh, I get by with help from my friends. Yeah, I get high with help from my friends. Oh, I'm gonna try with help from my friends. someone to love. Could it be anybody? I need someone to love, somebody to love, somebody to love. Would you believe in a love at first sight? Yes, I'm certain that happens all the time. What you see when you turn up the light, I can't tell, but I know it's mine. Oh, I get high with help from my friends. I get high with help from my friends. Oh, I'm gonna try with help from my friends. Do you need anybody? I just need someone to love. Could it be anybody? I want somebody to love. Oh, I get high with help from my friends. I get high with help from my friends. Oh, I get high with help from my friends. I get high with help from my friends. Oh, I get high with help from my friends. Help from my friends. From my friends. From my friends.
And how was that for you?
Wonderful.
Wonderful?
Still can't hear the violin.
You still can't hear the violins? Oh,
No.
that's lovely. We could hear you, and we could hear me, and we could hear Uncle Con, so that's okay.
Just about. You need to turn your voices up. That's what I'm saying.
Are your kids like that, Con?
Oh, all the time. All the time.
Well, there's a few
I think
things.
you've been taking
Oh,
lessons
wait
from...
now, wait now.
I think
Hold
you've
on.
been...
Go on. Wait now. Let me see. Look at that. Oh, isn't that wonderful, Con? Wasn't that
Yeah.
worth it? Wasn't that worth it? Amazing applause. And look, they're throwing, they've gone up to £50 notes that they're throwing. They're throwing £50 notes, Con.
Yeah. I was just thinking, have you been taking lessons off Brian May, or has he been taking lessons off you?
He's been taking lessons off me. He's been definitely taking lessons off me. No, he's a great pal. He's a great pal.
We did that actually for the water rats.
Yeah, and they never actually went forward with it, which annoyed me to death. Brian Mays was supposed to be on it, and Nico McBrain, Iron Maiden, all those people, Rick Wakeman, they're all supposed to be on it, and they all pulled out. I don't know why. I thought our part of it was tremendous. And what I did then was just took all the bits and made a video out of it myself. And that was all done on Zoom, ladies and gentlemen. All done on Zoom. Every bit of it. But one thing I noticed, Con, about that, which I never noticed before actually, was the blending of Victoria's voice with Con and I. Yeah. Dolly Parton puts it beautifully. She says it's blood harmonies. Blood harmonies.
Yeah. Now we've got birthdays. Birthdays is Lynn there? We can see if Lynn has any birthdays for us. Because I've got a couple.
I've got 2 birthdays and 1 wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
From the people that are present today. The birthdays, Linda Wood celebrated hers last Sunday, August the 1st. Got Joy Henderson will be celebrating her birthday next Sunday on the 15th of August. And I believe Sue Berman is celebrating her wedding anniversary today. Yeah, she's nodding, so that's correct.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. And I've got one for David Lewis from Crewe, and his birthday was actually yesterday. But unfortunately, he can't be with us today. But he said he's going to watch it on YouTube tomorrow. And then there's another one. Somebody sent me a message. Samantha Howell, who will be 24 on the 21st of August. And she graduated from college 2 years ago. And her parents sent me a lovely picture of her on the internet. And we'd like to wish all of them a very, very, very happy New Year and a whatever else they wish themselves. Happy birthday to everybody.
And the cake, the cake's just coming in now. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The amazing cake. I mean, isn't that astonishing? Isn't that astonishing? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I actually sent Sandy to Peru because if you look at this, see that there? That is a Peruvian ampatayaka. I hope I got that pronounced right. It's a Peruvian ampatayaka.
Poke the candle down.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to poke this candle in. That's lovely. It's fallen over. Doesn't matter. That's okay. That's okay. So that is a Peruvian ampatayaka. And I hope everybody appreciates that. But Con, this is going to be very difficult, but I know you can do it. So we've got to say, happy birthday to Linda, Joy, Sue with her wedding anniversary, David Lewis and Samantha. Happy birthday to Linda, Joy, Sue with her wedding anniversary, and David Lewis and Samantha. Happy birthday to Linda, Joy, Sue with her wedding anniversary, and David Lewis and Samantha.
Happy birthday to you all, and our best wishes for a lovely birthday season.
Now, who is here? Is Linda. So, I think Linda is the only one that's here. Linda. There we are, Linda. That's lovely. So you know the deal. You have to talk, and you have to go 1, 2, 3, and then you blow. Are you ready?
I am, yes. 1, 2, 3.
Ha!
Thank you.
Oh dear. Oh, it's lovely. Great fun in the Tusky household. What's next, Con? What's next?
Well, what's next? We've got another lovely video which I hope you're going to enjoy, and this is 4 strong winds, and I know Lorna Roberts, she texted me and saying she's looking forward to this because that's one of her favourite songs. She said she'd probably have a little cry while we're singing it. So I didn't think we sounded that bad, but she's going to have a little
We weren't that much out of tune. Why should anybody cry?
I think Lorna's a music lover, that's why. Anyway, here we go with 4 strong winds.
Four strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all these things that won't change, come what may. Well, our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way.
Think I'll go out to Alberta. Weather's good there in the fall. Got some friends that I can go to, working for. Still I wish you'd change your mind if I asked you one more time. But we've been through that
100 times or more. 4 strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all these things that won't change, come what may. Well, our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way.
if I get there before the snow flies, and if things are looking good, you could meet me if I sent you down the fair. But by then it would be winter, not much for you to do, and the winds can sure blow cold way out there. 4 strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all these things that won't change, come what may. Well, our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way.
Oh, she's all applauding. Wait till we go into gallery view here. Wait till you see what? Now stop. I'll stop. Now stop. Now I want the applause for Deck's guitar playing.
Boo, boo.
That was and Maureen didn't applaud at all, and Sue didn't applaud at all, and Joy only a little bit. Oh, that, and Margaret. Was it? Oh, no, I've got to ask now. Wait now. There's Philip. Philip, unmute yourself and let us see. Turn on your video. And I want to ask you the question.
Hello.
Oh my God, what is he wearing this year? What is he wearing? What is he wearing? What is he wearing at all?
Keeping my head warm. How can I help?
Now, I've got to ask you the question. What did you think of that sensational guitar playing?
It was Jerry Reed and Chet Atkins just all rolled into one. Yeah.
And a lot of Deck Plusky, was there?
Well, yeah. Yeah. As an amalgamation, it was, yeah, it works. It's good.
I'll tell you what, Philip, it's between Philip and me. I think I enjoyed playing guitar on that more than anything I've ever done in my whole career. And I used, it was the very first digital effects unit, rack mounted, a Boss, oh God, I can't remember the name, R8 I think it's called. But all the big boys, Status Quo used one on stage for this spatial image. I know Brian May uses one in the studio, and I use that, but I really enjoyed that. That's all I wanted to know, Philip. So long as you are happy, because we've arranged now next Tuesday it is, I'm giving you a guitar lesson. Is that it, Philip?
If you like, yeah, that'd be wonderful. Yeah.
We're only joking.
I used to have guitar lessons at college, and there were electric guitar lessons, and I wasn't doing that discipline everybody else was, but I had to get my lessons elsewhere. So I used to spend the lessons in the college teaching my electric guitar teacher how to fingerpick and play bluegrass.
So I
ended up teaching it.
I've got to say to the ladies and gentlemen, Philip is a very, very fine guitar player. Very fine guitar player. And we're always joshing and laughing, but very fine guitar player. I think, Philip, would it be interesting if I did a short video showing the ladies and gentlemen the equipment they use? Because maybe a few guitar players, or some of them have got sons and daughters interested in guitar. Do you think that'll 2 or 3 minutes?
Possibly, yeah. It's like a magazine piece. You'd have to sort of try and laymanize it as much as you possibly can, because it can get quite technical, can't it?
Yeah. I do it for
So, like,
myself, and then I'd enjoy it. Con, Philip, mute yourself. Back to your father. What are we doing next, Con? We talk just
Well,
chatting, are we? We're just chatting and talking. Tell us.
I
Listen,
know,
I know that you've got some of our outfits.
I know, and I was looking for John Leyland to see if he could recognise any of them.
Oh, he is
How
there. He
about
is
this?
there.
How about this one?
The only thing I could think of is that you did a song on TV. I think it was in a show called You're Never Too Old on ATV, and you all dressed up as teddy boys.
Exactly. Well done, John. It was with Lena Zavaroni, actually.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Hope and King.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's excellent.
And was it Frank
But,
Carson? Frank Carson?
And Frank Carson, yeah. Yeah.
You know, it was supposed to be Lena's 80th birthday, and unfortunately,
That's right.
poor Lena never made it. Anyway, if
It was a very
anybody's interested in Lena, there's lots of Lena on YouTube, and I've been looking at some of the stuff she's done quite recently, and it's quite amazing. Especially one song that Deck produced for her. And tell us about that, Deck.
Yeah, no, I was going to say the funny story about John will enjoy this. He likes the stories about what happens and what goes wrong and everything. We were out at Elstree doing that TV show, and yes, it was. When you're 64 was the idea of the whole thing. That was the title, I think. When you're 64, and the idea was what we'd all look like at 64. And we were all dressed as old men, and it was very authentic and terrific. And I look the same now as I did then, thank goodness. But I had a lot of makeup on and grey hair. Thank goodness my hair is white. But the idea was then for the end of the show that a huge cake, and then 64 candles on it, yeah. And then we were all grouped around, and then we said, when I got older, losing my hair, many years from now, da 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 da. That was the idea of the whole thing. So then it got us all ready. We all rehearsed, everything was fine. We're all around the cake, we're all ready, and the producer, because it was all recorded in segments, and he was ready. Everybody ready, right? 4, 3, 2, 1. Light the cakes, lit all the candles, and cue music. Da 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 da. We all start to sing. And we get older, and the candle, and nobody realized that with all the air conditioning in the studio, there was a wind, and the wind was blowing the candles, and it made them burn faster and faster and faster. And we're about halfway through the song, and all the candles burnt down. It wasn't a real cake, ladies and gentlemen. It was a plastic cake. The cake went on fire. Nobody knew what to do. And we're all still, when I get older, losing my mind. And everyone's thinking, should we get a fire extinguisher or what? And we sang it and sang it and sang it. And eventually it ended up with the huge flames from the cake, all like that. And the acrid smoke from the plastic. And we were completely obliterated. But we marched on and we sang the song right to the end. And ladies and gentlemen, nobody ever picked up on that for the Harry Hill type of television show. What went wrong? Nobody. I'd love to see that clip. It was astonishing.
Didn't know that one, John.
And Con, you're supposed to jump in there. When I finish, you're supposed to jump in there.
No, I was going to show John another outfit.
No, we saw it.
Oh, we saw
We
it
saw
last
that
week.
one last week. Yeah.
Oh,
You had another one that I recognize the other one.
What, the blue one?
The blue
Yes.
one. Oh, she's gone to get it. My goodness. She's coming now. She's coming. Oh, there we are. Lovely blue suit.
Try and hold it right up, Con, so we can see it, please. right in front of the camera. That's it. Up, hold up, right up, right up, right up, right up. That's it. Now, John Leyland, come on.
Well, there's been a few blue suits down the years.
No, that's a jacket.
All right. Well, that jacket's from
light tan trousers.
Yeah, it was Seaside Special.
Flares. Yeah, you've got a
Seaside Special.
Smack on.
Yeah.
When we did all that, it was when we released, John, when we released a sing-along song for With Pie.
That's right. Yeah.
And we did all the, what was it? What was one of the songs, Con? Come on.
Did you ever get that feeling in the moonlight?
Did you ever get the feeling in the moonlight? The feeling that says you want to be kissed.
That's the one.
Take over,
but
Con.
Before you did the sing-along, you did Cigarettes and Whiskey and Wild Wild Women.
That's right. Do you know, John Leyland, I don't need a diary. All I have to do is ring you up. That's brilliant. But John, let's tell you about this. I sent you actually a preview. I hope you got it. Well, this is the most interesting song I think we ever did in our lives. Con's wife, Kay, was always on to us about this particular song. So why don't you sing this song? It has become probably the best. Now, I'm looking as if I'm not looking at the camera because I'm getting it ready. It's probably become the best modern day Irish folk song ever. Much better than Fields of Athenry and all those sorts of things, because it's a very poignant story. And it's a real story. And I'm not a lyrics person. I don't hear lyrics. A lot of men don't hear lyrics. I hear the overall song, the overall production. But with this, the way Con sings it, I was fixated on the words. And the words are beautiful if you listen to them and you realize the death, the destruction, the damnation that went on in the 1914.
It's like an anti-war. It's almost an anti-war song.
It is. Con, you go on.
It's an anti-war song, and I enjoyed singing it. What I love to do is get the words first and interpret them. Dex looks after all the music, and the words on this are very, very moving, and it should never happen again. But unfortunately, people will never ever learn, and they're still shooting and killing each other all over the world. And anyway, have a look at this video and see what you think. I think Dex done a wonderful job on it. Green Fields of France.
How do you do, young Willie McBride? Do you mind if I sit here by your graveside and I'll rest for a while 'neath the warm summer sun? I've been walking all day and I'm nearly done. I see by your gravestone you were only 19 when you joined the Great Fallen in 1916. I hope you died well, and I hope you died clean. Or young Willie McBride, was it slow and obscene? Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife lowly? Did they sound the dead march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest?
Why did did you die? And for why?
Did you leave ere a wife or a sweetheart behind? In some faithful heart is your memory enshrined, although you died way back in 1916. In that faithful heart, are you forever 19? Or are you a stranger without even a name, and closed forever behind a glass frame in an old photograph, torn, tattered, and stained, and faded to yellow in an old leather frame? Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the dead march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest?
Why did you die? And for why?
The sun, now it shines on the green fields of France, and a warm summer breeze makes the red poppies dance. And look how the sun shines from under the clouds. There's no gas, no barbed wire, there's no guns firing now. But here in this graveyard, it's still no man's land. The countless white crosses stand mute in the sand to man's blind indifference to his fellow men, to a whole generation that were butchered and damned. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the dead march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest?
Why did you die? And for why?
Now, Willie McBride, I can't help wonder why. Do those who lie here know just why did they die? Did they believe when they answered the call? Did they really believe that this war would end wars? The sorrow, the suffering, the glory, the pain, the killing and the dying, they were all done in vain. For young Willie McBride, it's all happened again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the dead march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest?
Did you die? And for why?
I think, Con, that is possibly the best performance you have ever done in your life. And look, they all agree. They all agree. And look at Lorraine. What did you think of that, Lorraine?
Hi, it's Steph. I thought that was absolutely beautiful.
Because you've never seen it.
Absolutely beautiful.
You've never seen this before, have you?
I have. Me and my mum. My mum's Lorraine. We watch The Bachelors quite a bit. I'm a singer myself. So
really?
I am. I think, Con, I think you've clicked on a couple of my little live streams before on Facebook and a couple of my videos.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Recognizing
Listen. If you put something on the chat, everybody will see it. Put something on the chat, and then I'll pick up on it, and then give you a plug tomorrow on the replay. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. That would be wonderful.
So I'll just have to say this. This is a plug. Sorry, what's your name again? Is
Steph. Miss Steph is my stage name.
Miss Steph. That's how I remember it now. So this is a nice plug from Miss Steph. So there you have a nice plug.
Oh, thank you so much. I think you were wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Phil will be in the post.
It's me, Dad.
Is that your father?
Yeah.
Daddy, I'm not chatting her up. Listen, well, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something, Daddy. If I was 5 years younger. So we're coming up to the end, Con. Any more to say? The replay.
Not much.
Yeah.
Replay. Don't forget to say a prayer tonight for Andy Norcross, my friend from next door who died recently, and anybody else you think of. It's always nice when you just before you get into bed, say a little prayer for everybody, and especially all those people who are helping with the COVID at this dreadful time. So let's leave everybody on a happy note. Hope you all have a lovely month ahead, and we'll see you possibly next month, which would be lovely. So God bless everybody.
Well, and from me in Eastbourne, good luck to everybody. Everybody's waving. John's waving, and Philip and Ronnie are, no, the cat's waving. Maureen's waving. Everybody's waving. And listen, see you. Shall we do another one next month? Shall we? All together?
Yeah.
Shall we? Okay. Shall we change the name, though? Because the pandemic is virtually over for us. I'm trying to think up of a good name that'll keep us going, like a keep us happy sort of name. If you got any ideas, just email me. It's deck@makehits.com. You know that. Con, have you got any ideas for a
post-pandemic? Post-pandemic.
No.
Release from COVID. Release from lockdown.
After the lockdown was over. No, after the lockdown was over. Anyway, goodbye to everybody, and see you next month. See you then. Bye.
Oh, I get by with